RCB versus CSK, Royal Challengers Bengaluru versus Chennai Super Kings at Chinnaswamy. It reminds us of last year when it was an important game for who would make it to the playoffs. Would CSK be able to pull off a revenge today? Because this game is pretty much very insignificant for both of the teams. For RCB, it's just extra 2 points and go on top of the table. But for CSK, it would be about playing a game for your pride, for your legacy, and possibly a sort of revenge. But again, because of the drastic differences in squad this year, it was going to be an easy win for RCB. Unless RCB started doing old RCB things and CSK started doing old CSK things. And that's pretty much what happened in this game. Everything happened in this game. Again, Rajat Patidar lost the toss at Chinnaswamy yet again, and CSK chose to field first. However, this pitch was pretty much a batting's paradise. There were a few cracks, it was a bit of dry pitch, would assist the spinners. CSK was going with the same team as obviously Dhoni had, like I said in previous videos, he has a good template for the squad now. Looks like a good aggressive team. There are some few loopholes in their team, but they could probably make it up for it in the next auction. Overall this year, this could be possibly the best 11 for CSK, and they have been playing that way so far. RCB, Hazelwood had a little bit of a shoulder niggle, so Nagiri came in, and Phil Salt was still sick, so Jacob Bethel was going to continue, opening with Virat Kohli. Now, RCB started batting first. Jacob Bethel and Kohli showed no mercy in power play, and it seemed like they were going to take the game away with a very, very big total. 220, 230, possibly 240, the way they were batting and the way the batting lineup has been stacked up for RCB this year. Jacob Bethel got out and then Kohli got out. However, Rajat Patidar, Jitesh Sharma and David Padikkal looked a little trapped today. They haven't been firing off. Padikkal still has been quite consistent, but Patidar and Jitesh have not been firing up this season as much lately. Ever since that Mumbai game at Wankhede, both of these batsmen have not fired up, and it could have been a heavy price for RCB. They were only about 160 and up until 80th over. Thanks to Romario Shepherd's berserk innings, where he scored 33 runs in the 19th over and 21 runs in the 20th over. Khalil Ahmed went expensive again at the death. 14 balls and 53 runs. That's how Romario Shepherd fired up and lit up the Chinnaswamy ground. And RCB was with the respectable, slightly above par total of 213. Now with the batting lineup that CSK has, obviously it seemed like it would have been an easy win. But because we saw RCB doing old RCB things in the first innings, we were going to see CSK doing old CSK things in the second innings. Ayush Matre and Sheikh Rashid started off with a decent power play, but then Sheikh Rashid got out and then Sam Curran got out cheaply. But Jadeja at number 4, my goodness, what a revelation he has been. A marvellous innings, and him and Matre, these guys pretty much took the game off of RCB from the table. It was going to be an easy win, but not for RCB, but for CSK. They were so good with their chasing. Bhuvi was expensive yet again. Nagiri, although replacing Hazelwood, did well with stepping into his shoes. But Krunal did well as a spinner, but Suyash was becoming expensive. Overall, CSK was running away with the game up until they started losing wickets. And then this game went off to the last over, last ball. Last over was again none other than YASH DAYAL. It was up to him again to pull off a miraculous win for RCB versus CSK. We've all seen that before, haven't we? 1 ball, 4 runs needed. Easy 4. You can easily get a boundary with an edge or somehow. YASH DAYAL kept his cool. He even had a no ball 6 in the last over on a full toss that was above base. And at that point, it seemed like 3 balls, 6 runs, easy pickings for CSK. But YASH DAYAL, that guy pulled it off, and yet again, RCB won by 2 runs. What a thriller of a match. Wow. Overall, now if you break down both of the innings, RCB was playing really well up until they had a mini collapse and got stuck in the middle. So that was RCB doing old RCB things. Now CSK this innings, nobody expected them to play at such a high run rate. Nobody expected that they would be smashing it. However, if you look at CSK's batting order, it's so much improved. There's so much freshness. The youngsters know how to take their chances. They set up the template so well that Sam Curran, Jadeja and Brevis can build the innings. This template that Dhoni has come up with for CSK, I don't know why people underestimated it. I was looking up that RCB should score at least 220 because there's no Hazelwood. Dew becomes a factor in second innings. It's a small ground. It's a batting's paradise. And do not underestimate CSK's batting lineup in this new fresh of a squad that Dhoni has come up with. Clearly, everybody underestimated and thought it would have been an easy win, except a few people like me. And it showed. I do believe CSK next year, with a few smart buys at the auction, and I'm not sure about Dhoni. I do think he will play, but again, we never know what he thinks. Overall, let's assume he's playing. Let's assume Gaikwad's going to return. But overall in the squad, if 2 or 3 smart buys by CSK in the next auction, I see CSK going to the playoffs next year. You heard it right. First, I'm going to say it already, IPL 2026, CSK is going to go to the playoffs right away. You'll see. They're going to come up with, roaring and come back with a bang. RCB. Now the problem has been Jitesh Sharma and Rajat Patidar. What is Rajat Patidar's problem? Is he out of form? I don't think so. The problem is he's trying to hit every ball too hard. Last season, he used to take his time and then get going. It's because a lot of the middle order was dependent on him and Virat Kohli. There weren't pinch hitters down the order like Tim David and Romario that we have right now. In this year, because Patidar wants to go for an above par total like Chinnaswamy, he's not taking his time to play like another Virat Kohli-like innings. Maybe they can't afford it. Maybe they don't want to lose out on runs. Maybe that's what Patidar has been told. That no matter if you get out cheaply, you have to swing at every ball because in the last few overs, you have guys like Tim David and Romario Shepherd who can do the job. That is the only reason I think Rajat Patidar has been given proper instructions on how to play his game. So Rajat Patidar, I think once there will be a top order collapse, you will see Rajat Patidar playing that Rajat Patidar innings and maybe a different Kohli-like innings. He will be back into his touch. The real problem is Jitesh Sharma because he has been assigned as a finisher for RCB and he's not been doing the job. These are the few loopholes other teams will try to use against RCB. But one more thing RCB has as an advantage is they've been winning so many last over games. They've been winning such clutch moments that they've been able to hold their nerves under pressure. I do not see any other team doing this against big teams. When RCB won that game against Mumbai, like the one against Rajasthan at home, one against Chennai right now at home, winning these high pressure intense moments only makes the players mentally stronger. So this will help them in the playoffs and you never know. RCB could lift the trophy. It's one game for the ages. RCB looking in good touch. CSK looking good for next year. Really, really looking good for next year. So that's it for the post-match analysis. Now let's get on to the previews for Sunday. Kolkata Knight Riders versus Rajasthan Royals and Punjab Kings versus Lucknow Super Giants. So the first game, KKR versus Rajasthan, is going to be at Eden Gardens, and Punjab versus Lucknow is going to be at Dharamshala, the new home ground for Punjab. The first half of the season, Mullanpur was their home ground. I knew Chandigarh. Now Dharamshala is their new home ground for the second half of the tournament. So let's discuss with KKR versus Rajasthan. Again, Rajasthan has nothing to lose. KKR, if they want to be alive in the playoffs, it's a must-win game. They have no other choice. They must be feeling a little under pressure. Rajasthan has nothing to lose. You cannot predict KKR's final 11 until you see it after the toss. It's so randomness that they have in the squad. Rajasthan probably will go with the same team, maybe add an extra spinner. But overall, it's not going to be a very high quality cricket game, I think, because both of the teams have been very, very mediocre. If you just make me want to predict one winner, I would say that Rajasthan has a higher chance because they'll be playing more freely against KKR. And when KKR is under pressure, this year they haven't done well. So only on that basis, my prediction is going to be that Rajasthan is going to be beating KKR in this game. Now, another high-octane game that we have, Punjab Kings versus Lucknow Super Giants. The first time they met this season, Lucknow Super Giants was bowled over by Punjab. It was an easy victory for Punjab Kings. But is it going to be repeated in this game at Dharamshala? It's going to be a good balance between bat and bowl, I believe. The difference that will make in this game is the captaincy. Pant has been brilliant, but Shreyas Iyer is just a little notch higher than Pant because Shreyas Iyer has also been performing and justifying his price tag. Punjab Kings, it's a must-win game for them, and Lucknow, even bigger must-win game for them if they have to be alive for the playoffs. So both of them are going to be under a lot of pressure, but Punjab Kings will be a lot more confident. They're finally clicking as a team all together. And even though it looks like they're top-heavy, but they haven't been dependent on the top order. Prap Simran, Priyan Sharia and Shreyas Iyer, sure, but you have Nehal Wadera who's won games for Punjab. You have Shashank Singh who's won games for Punjab. Josh Inglis finally looks to be getting into his rhythm. Maybe Maxwell is not there, but Omarzai has been doing well. He hasn't batted yet, I believe, but he will be key. And the spinners like Chahal and Brar have been doing really well. Chahal has won games for Punjab on his own. The pacers have been doing well. Arshdeep, Jansen, and I'm not sure who the third pacer is going to be. Either Omarzai or Bartlett is going to return. We're not sure. I do believe Omarzai and Bartlett both will play. They might go with 4 pacers and 2 spinners. But it'll be interesting to see. Let's see. I think Punjab overall has been clicking as a team a lot better. And once the captain has been performing, the results have been going their way. Clearly, it lifts up the whole mood, especially when they're going to be playing at home. Now, Lucknow, Pant must be under immense pressure. He has not scored runs at all. His captaincy cannot do everything. It cannot justify his price tag and cannot be enough for them to propel to playoffs because Nicholas Pooran has not been consistent after a while. You cannot rely on Markram and Marsh to do the bulk of the rating. And because Pooran has not been in the most consistent forms, Pant has to perform. It's now or never for Pant. So again, the bowlers Mayank Yadav, Avesh Khan, Digesh Rathi will be key, but Ravi Bishnoi has been going for a lot of runs. So he will be targeted. Digesh Rathi is young and new. Clearly he will be targeted. Mayank Yadav could do some damage in the power play, but again, Punjab batsmen are in very, very scintillating form and they've been playing cautious cricket. They've done a blend of Gujarat Titans opening partnership with a little bit of how Hyderabad's batsmen play. Aggression with classy, conservative cricket. So Punjab King openers will be careful. Overall, if you ask me, it's going to be a high-scoring, high-octane thriller as well. But just because of the confidence Shreyas Iyer has and the captaincy he's been doing, I believe Punjab Kings will pull off this game. Pant must be under too much pressure, those important 2 points, and for him to be able to score runs. Not going to happen. I don't see Lucknow Super Giants pulling off a victory. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. We'll see you tomorrow on these 2 games and discuss about the post-match analysis. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe to it. And do not forget to follow me on my Instagram, where I post my predictions on my Instagram stories. So until tomorrow, thank you guys. Take care.